Thank you. And let me add my welcome to those who've already received. There are a lot of young people in the audience today, and I want to remind you to please remember to turn on your cell phones when you leave here. You may be getting important messages, and we don't want you to miss those. Now, I don't like to make comparisons, but, you know, Ansel had one postage stamp. I have 10. His cost about 30 cents, mine are 55 cents each. Now, you can draw your own conclusions about that. But this center is a very special place. It's not just the best museum archive in Arizona or the United States. It's the best in the world. Photography is an important way that we remember our history, we record our history. We don't keep diaries anymore, we keep photographs. And if you think about the impact that photographs have had just in our lifetimes, it's extraordinary. The war in Vietnam ended because of photography. People got tired of seeing images like that day in and day out. Labor laws have changed because of Lewis Hines' work. Jacob Riis photographed the plight of immigrants, and that problem is still with us today. This place has records of all of those kinds of activities, as well as some of the finest art created by American and European and Oriental artists in our lifetimes. It's, in a real sense, an attic of memories that we've recorded. This university is the home of those archives. And it needs your support. It needs your financial support. It needs your coming to events. And it's an opportunity for you to learn about so much of our society, our culture, and our arts. And it's all here for you to take advantage of it, day in and day out, all year long. So I'm very pleased to have had a role in starting this place. I was a naive young man, now I'm a naive old man. And in the early 1970s, we invited Ansel Adams to have a one-man show here. And it was a colossal show. It was something like 300 images, which is unbelievable in terms of the size of a photographic exhibition. And 10 minutes into the show, I said, Ansel, wouldn't you like to give your archives to the University of Arizona? Not realizing I should have been courting this guy for at least a decade before I asked a question like that. He was a little bit taken aback, but he says, you know, Berkeley thinks they're getting my archives, but they're just going to bury all my stuff in the basement of the Bancroft Library. If you'd like to think about doing something on a broader scale in photography, which I was, I'd like to talk to you. And so he invited me up to his home later that month, and I spent a week with him photographing, chatting, and out of that came the concept for the Center for Creative Photography. And it came into being within a few months after that with the works of a lot of distinguished photographers who were all wondering what to do with their archives because no one was collecting this. No university was really serious about looking into photography as a document, as an art form. And so the Center for Creative Photography came into being, and the rest is history. And it's your history as well as all of ours. So take advantage of it, get to know about it, and participate in it. Thank you.